Die afgelope Woensdag, die 21ste Januarie, kon kiesers in wijk 57 in die Tshwane Metroraad hulle kruisies in 'n plaaslike regerings tussenverkiesing trek. Die VF+ kon daarin slaag om sy steun van minder as 16% in 2021 tot byna 45% te laat groei. Wesley Jacobs was die kandidaat wat die VF+ verteenwoordig het en sluit nou by FRONTNUUS aan. Wesley, wat is jou indrukke van die pas afgelope tussenverkiesing?
Hi, Jaco. Thank you for having me. So look, it's a win for the Freedom Front Plus. Honestly, to see the margin of growth, especially the input that I've had since 2021, just shows you what actual service delivery can actually achieve. It wasn't needed that we needed to deep down to dirty tricks. Mongering tactics in order for us to win over votes. That is not how we are. Obviously, we have biblical values. God is our anchor. God is our backbone, and we're not willing to bend over backwards for political power, money, position. We are unapologetically conservative, so we keep to what is right and what is legal. So all these cheap, dirty tactics that the opposition were using to try and cripple our votes, it actually backfired to a point where we now have enough stance to be openly honest with the community to show them regarding the SMS that went out regarding we neck and neck with the ANC. If you look at the results, the ANC got not even 35 votes. Who are they actually neck and neck with? And what are you trying to portray? Sending this information out there. I'm quite disappointed on the turnout. We're sitting shy of 10% of registered voters. It just doesn't make sense as to why there are so many complaints, but few actions to actually resolve this. Is a councillor only good enough to resolve issues? But when it comes to time to implement and support, there's little or few supporters that are available to at least spend 5-10 minutes of their time to enforce change. We had the slogan, vote the same, expect the same, vote for change, receive change. So let's see what will happen, but I'm still a councillor. I'm still, fired up. My commitment is to the community. So I have up until November to try and, sway those that might differ on opinion. But the facts is clear. I'm a man of service delivery. I've been giving it since 2021, been giving my all. So this doesn't change anything. This further ignites the fire of me making a difference in my community and uplifting them.
Wesley, het jy 'n boodskap vir die kiesers wat jou gesteun het?
Well, my message would be to help support the change, the initiative, the goals that I set out to achieve within the community will start unfolding soon. I've already started with the streetlights and the bottles within the community. But the message I would like to send out there is, if you want change, vote change. And if you want the same, vote the same. So let's see, what the future will hold. But this will not deter me. Dreams delayed or not dreams denied. So I am not weak, or I rely solely on God's power and wisdom. So any weapon that's formed against me shall not prosper. I will serve this community, to the best of my abilities till my last day. So I hope and pray that I would have the continued support of the community and that they would go next door to their neighbor, make them aware of the elections that are coming up in November, once proclamated, and that we actually, take back our community, because this community needs to be run by the community for the community. And that is the message that I would have liked to achieve. And I will continue with my service delivery, whether people vote for me or not.
So sê Wesley Jacobs, 'n raadslid in die Tshwane Metro Raad en die VF+ se kandidaat in die pas afgelope tussenverkiesing in wijk 57. Van my, die ander Jaco, tot volgende keer, DV wederom.